On March 4, 2025, Microsoft's 50th anniversary celebration in Washington made headlines. But not for just festivities. It was interrupted by protest from within. Vanya Agrawal, an Indian-American software engineer and Microsoft employee, took a stand that shocked everybody in the room. In front of former and current Microsoft CEO Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer and Satya Nadella, she stood up and shouted, 50,000 Palestinians in Gaza have been murdered with Microsoft technology. How dare you? Shame on all of you for celebrating on their blood. Well, her statement, loud and direct, was meant to call out the company's reported $133 million cloud and AI contract with Israel's Ministry of Defense. Shortly after this dramatic confrontation, she sent a company-wide resignation letter, stating that she could no longer, in good coincidence, be part of a company that, according to her, participates in violent injustice. She accused Microsoft of violating its human rights commitments, calling it a digital weapon manufacturer, and stating that its technology powers surveillance and military operations in Gaza. Her final words in the resignation email were "Free Palestine." While this might appear to be an act of courage or protest for many, there is a deeper layer of consequences, specifically for Indian nationals who are working, studying, or living abroad. This incident has opened up a very important conversation. Should Indians abroad participate in political protest, specifically about foreign conflicts like Israel-Palestine war? Well, the United States President Donald Trump, now back in the office and really aggressively tightening immigration and deportation rules. Indians, specifically students and temporary workers, must tread very carefully. The Trump administration has already started enforcing strict immigration laws. In early 2025, new policies were introduced that allow the US authorities to deport non-citizens, students, professionals, and even visitors if they are found participating in any political protest deemed as national security threat. Under these new rules, anybody involved in activism related to foreign conflict could be flagged for deportation. Even more concerning, if a deportation order is issued and the individual refuses to leave, they could be fined up to $998 per day. Well, this crackdown is not theoretical. It's already in motion, and protests around sensitive topics like Gaza and other global conflicts are under heavy scrutiny. These rules do matter even more when we consider the numbers. According to the US Department of Homeland Security data from 2023, there are over 270,000 Indian students who are studying in the US and over 6 lakh Indian professionals working on H-1B or L-1 visas. That's more than 1.2 million Indians living in the United States on temporary or non-permanent visas. Any mistake, any misstep, including political activism, can easily lead to visa cancellation, loss of job, and even permanent ban from re-entering the US. Many assume that because the US is a country that protects freedom of speech, non-citizens can protest freely. But the reality is more complex. Freedom of speech is protected, yes, for American citizens. However, for international students, workers, and other visa holders, there is no such guaranteed protection if their activities are considered disruptive or dangerous. Even peaceful protests can be viewed as a threat to national security, specifically in politically sensitive cases. The Israel-Palestine issue is one such example. The US has long had a close relationship with Israel, and protesting against it publicly, specifically within big companies like Microsoft or university campuses, can trigger serious consequences. Beyond personal consequences, such acts of protest can also tarnish the image of India globally. When Indian nationals are seen taking sides in a heated political conflict overseas, it affects how Indian students, professionals, and immigrants are perceived. It may even lead to future policy tightening specifically for Indians. Let me give you an example. In early 2025, Canada's immigration scandal saw over 70,000 international students, mostly Indians by the way, threatened with deportation, in part due to document issue, but also due to increased scrutiny after a rise in student activism. So, what should Indian nationals abroad do instead? Let's talk about that. First of all, stay informed. Understand the political and legal boundaries of the country that you are in. Secondly, if you feel strongly about a cause, support it through safe, legal, and constructive channels like writing to elected officials, joining humanitarian aid drives, or supporting verified charities. Avoid public demonstrations, specifically if you are not a citizen. Third, and most importantly, remember your primary responsibility is to protect your visa status, your education, your job, and your future. One viral protest video or any one politically charged tweet can risk everything that you have worked for. This is not about silencing voice. It's about understanding that we are guests in another country, and as a guest, we must respect its laws and policies. Expressing your personal opinion in private spaces is your right. But participating in public protests, specifically about global conflict, it is not a risk worth taking for Indian nationals abroad. It's very important to be responsible and thoughtful. While global issues do matter to all of us, the way we engage with them needs to be aligned with our legal rights and responsibility in our host country. In the end, we must think beyond the moment. One act of political protest might feel right today, but it could cost your job, cost your visa, cost your home, and cost your future tomorrow. Represent India with dignity, discipline, and responsibility. Stay safe, stay smart, stay focused on your long-term goals.